You're listening to the Loudmouth Radio Network.
If you've ever been exposed to certain terms of expression, walking the tightrope. I know I've grown up hearing all these types of loose sayings and idioms to describe situations or pretty much wisdom, right? I think if you've ever had the opportunity to sit at the foot of an ancestor or someone that maybe your elder, their life experiences, especially I'm just going to say in the Black community, we hear a lot of things. You don't believe fat meat's greasy. A hard head makes a soft behind, A lot of these things I heard from my mother. So let me just start there. She was the queen of them. Still is the queen of saying these things because a lot of times our experiences draw out different things. And through our experiences, if you have the opportunity to share with other people those experiences, sometimes they come out in those phrases or those terms or suggestions. And they're used a lot of times from a place of endearment, most times, depending on who they're coming from, I would say. But beyond that, there's reasoning behind many of these sayings to give attention, to make awareness, to sometimes be a warning shot, to wake up opportunities of understanding, or to give some description that will allow us to nestle into the sayings of what they mean. And I think we are, as a world, as a society, experiencing tightrope walking. And from this particular podcast, I'm saying it in the sense of the importance of staying in alignment minus distractions. Because when you're walking a tightrope, typically is being a description of between, a very delicate balance between two different situations. One could be healthy for you. The other one could not be so healthy. It could be something of integrity and something without integrity. It's usually something that can describe that you're trying to satisfy opposing aspects or maybe live within certain aspects that may be detrimental if you chose the wrong side or the wrong action. And I think for us, it's so easy to fall on either side of the equation, just depending on the situation and circumstances. As humans, we are always challenged and exposed to new things. So it's not hard to find yourself in these predicaments, in these situations, in these scenarios. But I think our accumulation of our understanding, our accumulation of experiences, our accumulations of things that have been imparted into our framework helps us to make decisions that could give us a better direction of what boundary to stay within. And for the most part, it's important that you understand that when those situations shows up, that you possibly are in that midst of that moment walking a tightrope. Guys, you know what time it is. It's Monday and it's time for Sonny's Money Motivation. Let's go.
You're listening to the Loudmouth Radio Network.
This is Sylvia
and Tito from Hemet,
and you're listening to Loudmouth Radio Network.
Fast hauling, junk removal, and demolition is serving the Hemet, San Jacinto, and Temecula Valley areas, providing affordable junk and bulk pickup services. Whether you're in need of home or business pickup, fast hauling and demolition is available 7 days a week at 951-378-2727. In need of a fast demolition? Looking to build or remodel? Fast demolition is available to tear down and rebuild your kitchen, patio, bathroom, floors, walls, ceilings, and more. Fast hauling and demolition also provides front and backyard services if you're in need of trim of small palm trees, yard removal of debris, and more. Contact them at 951-378-2727.
Hey girl, come stop by Double Meek Dub, located off of 211 North State Street in Hemet, California, 92543. We offer eyelash extensions, brow waxing, brow lamination, ombre powder brows, as well as 2-day lash courses, so come get meeked up.
I know it's so easy to fall between lines when it comes to doing things, being things, about things, supporting things, showing up for things. For instance, how many times have you been invited to an event or something, and maybe somebody in your network, and you're at that point of saying, okay, I have a list of things that I need to do. Some may be pressing. And then you have this event. And now, mind you, the event is set up for a particular day, specific time. Not to say that your other things that you have on your list or your requirements of yourself that you need to do are not time consuming, time pressing matters. They could be. So in situations like that, what do? You have to make a balanced decision. You're trying to take into account maybe what the event is doing, what it's for. If it's something just social and casual, you may or may not decide to go, but maybe there's a cause behind it. Maybe there's a fundraiser. Maybe there's something of significance. Maybe your friend's receiving an award and you're being invited. And then you have these other things that you got to do. So you're like, okay, I need to make a decision on how I maneuver. You put the other things that you have on your plate to the side and make a differential turn and decide to attend this event that a friend has encouraged you to or invited you to come to. And that's just loose. That's just a loose analogy. But it's just a small example of how it is so easy for things to overlap. And there are times, even with your children, if you're a parent that has more than one kid, and maybe you have one child that has a track meet, another one has a basketball tournament, right? And they're coinciding at the same time. And it's a hard decision to make. Do you go to one and not the other? Do you attempt to go to both? You know, that's that feeling of that tightrope situation, right? That sometimes it can be things that are both important. They may not measurably equal up, but they may have substantial meaning on both sides, right? Then there's the possibility of work. Maybe you have some things that you need to do for work outside of work. And then maybe you just want to unwind and maybe go to the winery or do something to relax. Which one do you choose? Right? There's so many things, so many different dynamics that occupy our spaces and places, and it's always a constant juggle. The interesting thing about life is that it does that. It presents us with things that require our attention at times, and sometimes you have to shut off certain things so they're not distracting you. And it does not mean that they're not important too, but sometimes you just have to designate things that have a time and place to get your attention. And even now, I'm in the studios right now. I turned my device to silent, but I'm holding my phone because of some of my notes. My talking points are in my phone, right? And I got text messages coming in, and I'm like, I don't want to stop and break and say to this person, hey, I'm in the process of recording, this and that, because then it's pulling my attention away from me speaking directly to you. And it interrupts my thought. It interrupts my mind pattern of what I'm looking to say. Now, I am acknowledging the fact that I know that there's a message, there's something that's being conveyed or being, sent to me. But at this moment, do I want to respond? Does that text message require that much of a response and urgency that I need to respond right back to it? Or do I come back to it? Right? And for the most part, I usually would tell Siri to go on to do not disturb, and I forgot to do that. But I'm already in the midst of what I'm doing, right? And I've come to realize that, since forever for me, I think I've recognize the juggle of attention spans, and call it what you want it. Some call it ADHD, some call it whatever they want to call it, but most creative people, there's this tendency sometimes to be drawn to multiple things sometimes at one time, and it can sometimes be hard to focus. And I'm not saying it's just the artist, because you know what, we're in a world where it's very easy to feel distracted. So I'm not saying that it's significantly only to artistic people, but just speaking from my own mainframe, I know how easy it is to be distracted and to be consumed with different things that can cause you to look left, look right, or not to look up at all. How many times have you been out to dinner with family or friends, and everybody sits down, everybody gets settled into the seat, and either one or two things are going to happen. Everybody's going to start talking, everybody's in a vibe, and everybody's kind of rolling. And I promise you, it only takes one person to pick up their phone, go into social media, open up their picture, do something, and they start talking and they start referencing something in their phone. And either, like, okay, let's say if it's a group picture, maybe everybody can still stay present. But all it takes, one person, they pick up their phone and they say something or see something on social media and they share it with the group. Just pay attention how many people all start picking up their phones, and then they'll start scrolling. And next thing you know, everybody that was all collectively together and in connection and present, suddenly their heads are dropping into their devices, and now the conversation becomes less and less engaged as a group. Is what it is. So I think that the more we acknowledge and we stay present with the factor of how we function, how we do things, if you start paying attention to your own actions, some of your habits, some of your own things that you just fall back on, that you just tend to do, you'll find more and more about how you're interacting with others, how your attention to things are being delivered or separated, or how you are in a collective. Even if you're by yourself, it doesn't require the company of someone else to be distracted. Let's start at number one. Your thoughts, multiple thoughts, can distract you from just talking. Like I am right now in the studio, no one is in here with me. I am the only person sitting in here, and just in the last 15 minutes in preparation to do this, I have had to go back and forth about I'm in my studio suites and my internet is down. Prime example, internet's down, and I'm like, okay, I only have so much time that I designated to give this segment in this moment of recording, because I have another calendar appointment in the next 30 minutes. So I was like, okay, let me designate this time. Let me get this done. I get here, get settled in, get on. None of my computers have been able to get online, right? Desktop, laptop, even my phone. I'm on my phone with its own signal. I have, some ability there, but it's limitations. And I'm like, okay, am I going to allow these different things, this device, these people to distract me from what I came to do? No. But what happened? I've lost about 15 minutes of valuable time to work through these different things that have showed up. Right. And so I'm feeling like, okay, I'm walking this tightrope of time before I have to go to this next appointment. And I'm not far from the appointment. But the point is that it is still just the smallest little minute things that can draw your attention away. And if you're not careful, you'll be so distracted from things that that you set in stone or in tone to do. And then next thing you know, you're not in position to do any of them because you have been distracted because of what? Like I just said, different things can take away all aspects. So even with my computer, I'm noticing, you might have heard it dinging and things of that nature, because I'm trying to get, I'm getting messages about the internet coming back up and the router and all of this other stuff. So guys, do you see what I'm saying? I'm right here. I'm in the moment. I'm enjoying my conversation that I'm giving to you. I'm enjoying the thought process of what I've had to say, But even in that, do you see how easily it is to get distracted? Guys, just tell me, am I the only one that feels like, I might be just over here in my own moment. But today is Monday, and I think sometimes just hearing the word Monday ignites this thing in your mind and almost a feeling in your body that today you got to show up differently than you did yesterday. Sunday was yesterday, right? So today's Monday. Today's Monday sounds like, okay, you got this, and this. Why do we do that? Do you notice that? Is it just me? Okay. I want to just say to you that knowing that you're coming into a new week, there tends to be this intensity of thoughts that can come rushing, right? And I am not going to lie to you. I have not been the person that has always been good about staying on my, utilizing my calendar as much. I am working to do better. I tend to have a book or two that is my write all things in book that stays in hand, and I'm winding down on, man, it's gone through it. You could tell I've had the book, on the day-to-day measurement, because the back, the bind of it is peeling. The little cord I usually wrap around to keep it closed, it popped on me. The little sleeve where the pen sits in on the side, it snapped off yesterday. I was like, oh man, this is the last days of this book. my everyday little red book is on his last leg, and I probably got about a good 15 pages left in there back and front to write in, but I know it's at the last part of his leg. So things like, just little things like that, like you sit down to write your thoughts down. At least I do. Sit down to write your thoughts down, even if I'm not typing them in my phone and my notes. I opened up the journal, the thing pops. Then I opened up to pull the pen out. The whole pen portion of the little sleeve piece of the material popped all the way out of the book. Then when I opened up the binder, you can already see the pages are open, and the book almost just flapped all the way down because the binder strength is worn out, right? Guys, the ultimate thing of what I'm saying is, look how easy it is for simple things that have nothing to do with what you're getting ready to work towards, work on, talk about, be about, show up for, can come and intertwine in your direction.
Hi, this is Cindy Lemke from the Hemet San Jacinto Valley Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here to invite you to learn more about the Chamber. We have networks ongoing, so you can join us at a breakfast at J&M Restaurant at 9 a.m. every Wednesday. Breakfast is on you, networking is on us. And then we have Women in Business, we have the Multicultural Network, and we have the Valley Nonprofit Network. And then we also have our monthly mixer. Any one of those things, you can be my guest. Give me a call at the office for more information, or just tell me you're coming. 951-658-3211, or you can check us out on the website, hsjvc.com. That's like Hemet San Jacinto Valley Chamber.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, and don't forget to join the Chamber and help your business grow.
Blue Line Enterprises, located at 1455 North State Street in Hemet, is the go-to used car and truck dealership, providing you with a great car buying experience, offering high-quality pre-owned vehicles. From the moment you walk through the door, commitment is provided to you for a great buying experience with a skilled sales staff, great financing options. We'll help you get the vehicle you want at the great price you deserve. Contact us at 951-293-3105, and feel free to find us online at BlueLineEnterprisesLLC.com.
Cynthia Sweet Treats, located at 1259 South State Street in Hemet. We are located in the Diamond Valley Shopping Center. Come in and enjoy some puff pastries, custom cakes, cupcakes, mini desserts, handmade pastries, fresh breads, cookies, and event catering. Our hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8:30 to 3 p.m., and Sundays we are closed. If you have any questions, go ahead and call the store, which is 951-282-3237. You can also find our website at cynthiasweettreats.co.
But how do we conduct ourselves as it's happening? Are we even aware? And sometimes the distractions can come in such the most simplistic ways, in a form of a person, in a conversation. It can be so compelling, but how much of that time that we absorb, the phone call that came in, did we have to answer the phone at that moment? Did we have to respond to that email? Did we have to respond to that text message? Did we have to stop to identify this, and this? And guys, I know you know that this is something of real value, because technology is responding to those things, even if we're physically not, as people. Siri, the do not disturb, right? The ability to say, I have an iPhone, my iPhone carrier, so you can turn off your notifications to where messages can't come in. We have learned to adapt to putting things in position to minimize the distractions. So technically, I think day to day, we're all walking these tight ropes of desire and the quest of the things that we're working to do or accomplish or to work towards. And the more we advance in technology and the ease of things, there's a double-sided sword to it, right? But one of the things I can say for myself is that I am actively working to be conscious of the things that I do and how I'm doing them and how they resonate around me and how it makes people function and engage with me. How am I giving off my own essence of attention? You know, everybody's vying for everybody else's attention. And I'm gonna tell you what's so funny. In coming from a platform of comedy, entertainment, it's not even just those two things, but I'm gonna just say those two areas, that entertainers, whether we're comics, actors, writers, we're all creating stuff to get your attention, and we want your feedback. We want you to look. I went to art college, guys. Listen, I went to a school that required you create your good stuff, and then you have to share it with the group, and you're going to be critiqued. So we are built to to exploit ourselves, right? I cross over visually. You know, the radio is my audio. I have video. I have audio. I have all these. You know, the diction of my voice, of words, writing, and putting things into print or into the atmosphere, whatever it is, whatever how we're conveying artistic expression. We actually have to have an audience for it to get to. And we're wanting to get your attention out of the many, many things that you're doing. So this is the funny part. I realized that more and more. I think when I was younger and doing certain things, I don't necessarily feel that I had more consciousness of others' times or other people's attention or other people's importance of other things beyond if I had something that I was giving, I was throwing it out there, and I wanted to have people connect to it. I wanted them to see it, you know, feel it, whatever it is, right? And in doing that, there's this level of joy and a level of accomplishment and a level of how do I just you just can exhale and say, oh, I did it, you know, and not just did it, not that loosely, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. It is a level of passion that is conveyed in artistic form, and then once it's delivered, you want an end user to interact and engage with it. And so, as we look around us, there's been so many things that have taken taking effect and taking into transformation in our lives. And the social media realm, I think, is one of the biggest garments that we can probably measurably talk on and say that we have all become a part of this sphere of information and interaction, and we're all vying for each other's attention and responses, because if we weren't, you wouldn't be on Facebook saying certain things, and then you wouldn't necessarily look to see if somebody posted, reposted, liked, didn't like, shared, disliked. You wouldn't be looking for the comment. You wouldn't be looking to see how many people looked at your reels. You wouldn't be measuring how many times somebody clicked on your posts. So we're all now become a part of this collective of vying for each other's attention. And I'm not saying that people should not do that. It's just the fact that I think it's interesting that we don't recognize just how much we're asking of each other to lock into what we're doing, saying, and being. And because we are doing that, we still got to measurably keep some time for ourselves to lock in and be able to measurably not be distracted to the point that we're not finishing the things or starting the things that we are looking to do. And of course, Monday is the best day to convey these conversations, because a lot of times this is the first day that cements the work week. It cements the rest of the week's flow, or how it starts, or how it, may continue. You may be, continuing from the week before. But at the same time, we're all interactively doing this. So when I tell you guys that if we all can account for our own measurement of things, and if we can recognize how we engage within ourselves, our attentions, and if we're better formatively executing the things that we're looking to do, how much more we can give to society, how much more completion of things can happen. And they show up in regards to our own response and others, and how it collectively affects the whole, right? So as we're walking our little tight ropes, on a day-to-day basis, I just want to say that this is a good thing, that if we can recognize that all of us are walking a tightrope moment to moment with different things, that either we're on focus or we're distracted. And if we can stay on focus more, then the distractions become less, and then our execution of things become greater. And then hopefully those things that we're completing and finishing, or whatever measurability it may be, it does not necessarily need to be social or work related, but whatever it is that we're giving attention to, that we are giving it full completion. So guys, I am in full completion of this segment. I am wrapping into my 20 minutes of your attention. And I am so grateful that the last 10 minutes of this has not been overflooded with text messages and alerts. I had to mute everything as it was steadily starting to come back up since my connections came back up. But guys, look, prime example. I wanted to make sure that I stayed focused and completed my conversation with you guys, because it is so easy to fall short, right? All right, guys, I pray that you're having a fabulous Monday, and I hope that your work week, your social life week, all things above are wonderful. And I hope that you attack them fearlessly, and make sure that you just take each moment and enjoy the little things that we got, that we need to do and have to do, and we are blessed to do. Y'all have a good one.
Eli's Handyman Service is proudly serving the Inland Empire for all your handyman needs. Whether you're in need of furniture assembly, general construction or repairs, remodeling, drywall installation, new tile flooring work, plumbing fixture installation, interior or exterior painting, TV mounting, and more, contact Eli at 323-286-8435 for all your handyman needs. Available 6 days a week. Don't forget to let them know that you heard them on Loudmouth Radio.